Chris, do you have to start over in each of your new lives? If so, why would members spend so much time and money for such a limited use of the powers/insights that one supposedly gains? No, the whole idea of Scientology is that you take it with you, that you keep the information, that you keep the spiritual powers and awarenesses and abilities that you've gained through your Scientology auditing. But the kicker is that you have to get high enough up the bridge in order to make that happen. And you're supposed to get to full OT in one lifetime. And that means OT8 and beyond, because otherwise you could forget. And the amnesia could set in again, or the between lives implants, which is the things that happen to you when you drop your body, when you die. Before you go pick up a new one, you're often run through some kind of process. It's all very vague and a little uncertain as to whether it's going to happen to you or not. But basically, you get kind of a reminder that you're supposed to forget everything, and you're already in the habit of forgetting everything after you die. You've been doing it trillions of times, so it's kind of a very, very old habit. You don't want to remember all that crap that you just went through, because it's painful. It's emotionally painful, it's mentally painful, so why remember that stuff when you can forget it? But as a Scientologist, you're supposed to be breaking free of that whole cycle. And that was, for me as a Scientologist, my own experience with this was I was very afraid of kicking off at some point before I got onto the OT levels and through them. And I used to tell myself, don't forget, man, don't fucking forget, I was like really afraid of that. And, but the gains are supposed to be permanent. Okay, now the logic of this doesn't really hold though, okay, and this is one of the weird things about the OT levels that really upset me, was when you get to the OT levels, you're supposed to start handling body Thetans. And these body Thetans, I'm not going to explain all about that. If you haven't read about or seen, South Park or the OT3 thing or the numerous times I've described it, then, check out my other videos on that. But these body Thetans are supposed to, your body is supposed to be composed of these things, partially at least. So when you die, even as an OT, you go into auditing, you get rid of all of your body Thetans, you don't have them anymore, and you are now spiritually free. And you've come to all these realizations, and you're this, wonderful Thetan again, and life is wonderful. But then your body dies, and you have to go get another body in order to interact with people and have a life. So you go get a body and it's born and it's got body Thetans connected to it, because these body Thetans are all over the place and they just glom onto the body, I guess, right? This is one of these weird things in Scientology where you now have to de-body Thetan yourself again. So that was one of the things that when I first read the OT levels, at least that was my understanding of what I read. And, if other people, in former Scientologists or whatever have other views of this, please let me know. But that's how I read it. And I've talked to other people about this, and they thought the same thing. So, so that is a kind of a betrayal a bit, from Hubbard, because Hubbard says, yeah, you're able to make it all in one lifetime, but really, no, you're not. That was one of the things that really threw me off about the whole thing. So that's what I can say about that. And there you go.